Hello again, you lot, it's James from AppSpy, and I've gotten my hands on FIFA 15, which is now called Ultimate Team, based around that mode that was introduced in FIFA 14. Apparently EA have taken a big look at the feedback from players of the previous game, and as it turned out they were focused on two main game modes, one of them being Ultimate Team, and so they've decided to base this game pretty much around that mode. There have been a number of changes for this new version, amongst them being the control system. For the first time last year they introduced a touch and swipe control scheme, which means you could basically use one finger to take control of the entire team. I actually quite liked it, thought it worked quite well if you're playing it with one hand or something. However, the fan base was not quite so happy, and in their droves everyone was basically playing with the old system. So they've kind of gotten rid of the touch scheme and they've implemented a more refined version of the floating joystick and button cluster system. A few differences this time: it's a floating joystick now rather than being fixed, which means that you can move your thumb around the screen and pretty much just guide your players from wherever you want. They've also introduced a through pass button, which was something that apparently everyone was crying out for. There've also been some tactical dribbling options introduced, so if you double tap the floating thumbstick, the ball will stay very close to the player and you'll be able to do some slightly more fancy, more controlled dribbling and wander around the team with mad skills. There's also an entire new mode that's been introduced as well called Quick Sim, which kind of has a football management theme to it. So you don't control the players individually anymore, instead you take control of a number of bars, which means you can change things like the effort that your team is putting in. So if you slide the effort up, then they'll probably be more successful during that period, but they'll also lose energy, and as a result they'll become a bit more rubbish towards the end of the game. This completely changes the focus of the game away from you kind of being directly dexterous and trying to shoot for goals, and mainly trying to manage your team's abilities, expectations and tolerance levels. It's something that you can do if you want to. It's not an essential part of the game, but just another way that they are trying to mix it up a little bit. I went hands-on with it. The controls work pretty solidly. The double tap to introduce that close ball control thing is interesting. Like, it's an unusual thing to double tap a floating joystick, but it does kind of work. I was able to score a goal or two, which was not too bad for me. The other thing is the payment model. So previously FIFA 14 was a free-to-play game initially. You downloaded it for free, and then if you wanted to play more elements of the game, you bought a premium pack, which gave you access to the rest of it, essentially an unlock purchase. This time it's gone more traditional free-to-play, as in you can technically play through the whole game without spending a penny, but if you want to expedite your progress and speed up your team's development, then you can drop some additional coin and spend some real money to push it up a little bit faster and further. It's not going to be out for at least a few weeks, if not a month or two. As soon as we have any more information we will let you know, and thanks for watching as usual. Bye bye.
This has been James with AppSpy.com. We review, you decide.